What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Cris
Am on.
podcast, episode 170, Takeover Wednesdays. Hope everybody's having a good night, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work, whatever you're doing. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight. Also, if you're listening on the playback, we appreciate you listening in on us too, audio too. Um, we got a few things to speak on tonight, man. Some NBA action happened the past few days. It's the conference finals. We got some random news today. Ryan Clark, has some words for RG3. We're going to speak on that and, some other things too. So, uh, Mar, what is going on, brother? How you feeling?
Not much, man. You know what I mean. Feeling good. Can't complain, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I can't complain myself, man. Ready to get into these topics, player.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's talk about these conference finals. So on Tuesday we had the Western Conference Final, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Thunder pulled it out in dominating fashion, 114-88. Shea Gills, the newly crowned MVP, Shea Gill Alexander led the Thunder with 31 points, showcasing the team's elite defense and depth. The Thunder capitalized on 19 Timberwolves turnovers, setting the tone for the series. How are you feeling about this game?
I think the Minnesota Timberwolves started off really strong. I think Julius Randle had a really great first half. He had 20 points in the first half. Anthony Edwards looked really good. But it just seemed like you know what I mean? Like the Thunder were just kind of like getting over their bearings. They coming off a tough series against the Denver Nuggets, 7 games where I know we all saw that them blowing it out. And then Shea Gill just did what he did. You know what I mean? He put the team on his back and had a great game, especially in the second half. I know a lot of people have been, kind of commenting on his free throws and all that stuff like that, but he's a true MVP, man. He's a great player. Plus 22 and plus minus had 31 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Jalen Williams had another decent game with 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. The bench, also, obviously, Alex Caruso, he's always huge, very clutch in these situations. The situations with him guarding Julius Randle. They were able to get Rudy Gobert in foul trouble. Obviously, in the next game, you would love to see the Minnesota Timberwolves bench, be a little bit more productive. Obviously, Ant Edwards didn't score a point in the fourth quarter, so you don't expect that to happen again. We all expect Anthony Edwards to perform. So I wouldn't expect that. But I think the big key is, especially with the Timberwolves, they need like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They need Naz Reid, and Dante DiVincenzo. They need to show up a little bit better. Between those guys, they were they only made 5 shots, 7 shots out of almost 40. Out of 40 shots. So that's not really good. You know what I mean? As far as the averages. So I expect a better performance with them in the game 2. Do I think it will be enough? I just think the Thunder are just too good. I think that home court advantage, just how deep they are, the depth that they have. They were playing some guys that we didn't even see in a couple of series. You know what I mean? Like, Asia Mitchell. He got a little bit of burn. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously Kenrick Williams. He had 8 points. We haven't seen him really too much in the playoffs as well. So, it's going to be tough, man. You know what I mean? I'm sure everybody's going to be excited because Shea Gilgeous, he did get the MVP. So he will be presented that award in front of that home crowd. So they're going to be hyped up for that. But I expect it to be a closer game. Now, do I think the Minnesota Timberwolves will win? I do not know. I think the Thunder are just too good. But, I wouldn't be surprised if we got an Anthony Edwards 40-point type of game because I think he's going to be highly motivated and stuff like that. And then another thing, I think the Timberwolves got to stop crying about the free throw disparity. I think at the end of the day, I think between both teams, I don't think it was too bad as far as the free throws. Let me check. Yeah, Minnesota was 15 of 21, and Oklahoma City Thunder was 21 of 26. So we talking about 5 more free throws. I don't really think that was much of a difference. I think Anthony Edwards and them they got to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? So I expect a better game tomorrow. So
For sure. Uh, then tonight we had the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers stunned the New York Knicks with a 138-135 overtime victory in Madison Square, trailing by 14 points with under 3 minutes left in regulation. The Pacers mounted a historic comeback. Aaron Naismith ignited the rally with 5 3-pointers in the final minutes, with Tyrese Halliburton contributing 31 points and 11 assists. Halliburton near gaming winning shot at the buzzer was ruled a 2 point upon review, leading to overtime and the extra period. Andrew Neiman and Obi Toppin propelled Indiana to victory, with Toppin sealing the game with emphatic dunks. Also, Jalen Brunson had a wide open 3 point shot, but I think he kind of shorted it a little bit. And then I forgot. Oh, Carl Anthony Towns had a opportunity at another shot. He shorted it too, so
Mm,
pretty much sealed it right there.
mm.
They only left 2 seconds left, and Indiana got the ball back when the ball went out of bounds. So, what is your thoughts on this game?
Look, I know a lot of people are going to blow this game out of proportion. Like, let's be honest. Did the Knicks blow the game? They did. They blew this game. I thought the Indiana Pacers, they shot the lights out, especially, the beginning of the game. They were 7 for 7, 8 for 8. Me and you were watching it before you kind of left work. And then obviously the end of the fourth quarter, where our guy Aaron Naismith, he decided he wanted to go off, become Steph Curry in his 6 threes in a row. That kind of got, the Pacers back in position for Tyrese Halliburton to hit that lucky three. It was a lucky three. You know what I mean? He got the bounce. So I know a lot of people are going to kind of like, Knicks choked it off. It's not looking good. I personally think after watching this game, I think the Knicks, they should be confident. I think they are the better team. I do not expect the Indiana Pacers to shoot like this. I for sure do not expect Aaron Nesmith to make 6 3-pointers in a game. I just don't think it's really difficult for the Knicks to be able to score. I think Jalen Brunson can get whatever he wants. I think OG Anunoby, who had a terrible game today, he had one of the key turnovers where Jalen Brunson had to bounce pass. It was kind of like when Aaron Nesmith was going on his little run, making the 6 threes, where Jalen Brunson, goes into the lane and was able to give a bounce pass to OG, but he can't catch the ball. It ended up being where they initially called a foul on Pascal Siakam, but they decided to award the Pacers with the call, and they ended up getting the ball back, and then Naismith hit another three. I think if OG Anunoby gets his stuff together, I think they win this game. I think if OG hits those free throws, I think they win this game. I'm never a fan of fouling up three to extend the game. I'm like, especially the way Naismith had the 3-pointer. He was doing a fadeaway three. I would have rather took that than them going fouling and then having the opportunity, because we saw with the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Denver Nuggets, where the Oklahoma in game one, the Oklahoma City Thunder pretty much dominated the whole game, and their head coach decided to start doing the fouling game, and the same situation happened. The way it happened to the Knicks happened to the Thunder, and we obviously were able to see the Thunder bounce back. But that's kind of the way I feel about this. The Knicks were pretty much dominant most of the game, minus that first initial first quarter, where the Pacers just couldn't miss anything. I do not expect the Pacers. Like, obviously, the Pacers are a really good shooting team. They're a fast break team, but I don't expect this again. I really don't. I do not expect Naismith to do that. He was 8 and 9 for 3-pointer. Obviously, you can say Pascal Siakam could have a better game. Miles Turner could have a better game, but Pascal Siakam had 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Miles Turner had 14 and 5. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton, he had a better second half than he did his first half, where he had 31 points and 11 assists. And obviously, TJ McConnell had a couple big buckets as well. But I think the Knicks should still be confident. I think they should be pissed off that they lost this lead. I think the Pacers should take this lead and take this win and just shut up and be happy about it. Tyrese Halliburton doing the choking sign. I'm pretty sure Jalen Brunson gonna remember that. I expect the Knicks to be very dominant in the second game. I really do. If they clean a couple things up, I don't see why they don't win game 2 in convincing fashion. I'm more confident in the Knicks winning this series than I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. I just think the Knicks are the better team. I think the Pacers got lucky, and we'll see. You know, what I mean, the Pacers. It also could be a good thing because we're gonna see the mental toughness of the New York Knicks as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all expect that they are a mentally tough team, but this is gonna really show if they are, because this can either make you or break you. This can either motivate you, or you guys are gonna be down 0-2 going into Indiana. And that's something you don't want to go. You don't want to do, because in Indiana anything can happen. They play very well at home. So at the end of the day, hey man, they got to show up. Did you see the tweet Maul made on X saying that before he arrived, this podcast was not good? That you are riding coattails of his greatness and you take issue with it. I don't even know what that means, my brother. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for real.
You're gonna have to elaborate, girl. I have no idea what you're even tweeting right now.
Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we got game 2 tomorrow for the Oklahoma City Thunder and Timberwolves, and then Friday we got New York Knicks and Pacers game 2. So
yeah,
we shall see what happens next.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
I don't know if you know, man, but there's a battle going on. It was going on all day yesterday. What's going on the past few days?
You have to keep me up to date. I haven't really been paying attention.
Between is Joey Badass versus damn near all of well, not all of TDE, but like, some of TDE and some of the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight and Rayvon and who else? Reason dropped a diss record to Joey Badass. Joey Badass had a song where he had Loaded Lux feature going at Daylight, because he's mostly going at Daylight. That's really predominantly all his disses were to Daylight. And then of course he gets Loaded Lux on there because Loaded Lux and Daylight supposed to had a battle a long time ago, but they haven't battled yet. So that made sense. And then there's a few other, but they've been going back and forth. But I would have to say Joey Badass has been kicking their ass. And it's not for the lack of good raps on the West Side. Like, I think Rayvon had a cool little diss record over that. I think this Back Down on up that 50 Cent track. That 50 did a long time ago. Where he was pretty much just accusing Joey Badass of being at the Diddy parties. And but he has some cool stuff in there. Daylight, we all know Daylight can rap. We know the dude got skills, from him being a battle rapper to him, being on tracks with J. Cole and shit like that. Ab-Soul. His beat selection is terrible. Like, it's bad.
Joey Badass or
no, Daylight.
Oh, Daylight.
Joey Badass has been on point. All his songs have been fire. But Daylight, yeah, he rapping, he spitting. Like, his first song he dropped, like, he rapping, but it's like you can't really, like, he all over the place with his flow. So it's like you really can't get into a groove. Like, he just rapping. It's just like, yeah, that's cool, but you ain't got no flow pattern to this shit. So then he kind of did the same thing. And we all know Daylight is kind of he's kind of out there, but it's just, I don't know. I just felt like his beat selection, he should have chose better beats and try to flow it better. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Joey just stuck to the script. You know what I'm saying? Just give me some dope ass beats and I'm gonna rap over these shits and I'm killing all y'all. And, of course he's gonna send his shots to Kendrick. He trying to bait and switch, and trying to. I think he even tried to put a LLC out for TDE East. So and he's mentioned Top, said some stuff about Top, but he's really trying to get Kendrick to come out, but Kendrick busy right now. So
do you think Kendrick even needs a response to this?
No, he doesn't. I mean, it would do more for Joey Badass than it would, but knowing somebody like Kendrick, he'll say something. I think he'll say a line. I don't think he's gonna divulge a whole track. to Joey Badass?
I just don't think Kendrick is really like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really paid too much attention. I saw the freestyle with Big Sean, Absol, and Joey Badass, and I've been seeing tweets about the whole Joey Badass going back and forth with Daylight and Rayvon and stuff like that. I heard a couple things, but I haven't really been paying too close attention to it. I obviously seen a lot of tweets where obviously you got the the Drake OVO guys pretty much saying that Kendrick academics that Joey Badass is calling out Kendrick, and Kendrick need to come out, that Kendrick ain't gonna come out until 14 other rappers come in and fight his battles and all this other type of stuff like that. You starting to see that. I'm like, number one, I think people gotta let it go. I think people are still holding on to this Drake shit a little bit too hard. I think they gotta let it go. As far as like Joey Badass, we all know Joey Badass is a great rapper, but like, let's be honest, is he a better rapper than Absol and Kendrick Lamar? I'm gonna say no. I think Absol is probably a better rapper than Joey Badass. I love Joey Badass's music, I really do. I think Kendrick Lamar is better. Do I think Kendrick Lamar needs to respond? No. Kendrick is doing stuff that Joey Badass can't do. Let's honest. He's doing stadium tours. He's breaking records. He's making hundreds of millions of dollars right now. His main focus is on that right now in this tour. And then after that, I'm sure we won't see him for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Unless if he has, some more music in the tuck. Like, obviously he's not part of TDE anymore. So I'm very curious to see how often we're going to get new music for him. You know what I mean? Usually when he was under TDE, we would hear from him once every 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? So I'll be curious about that. But as far as this, like, it seems like from what I've been reading, everybody's been kind of saying Joey Badass has been, holding his own against all these West Coast rappers. I remember at the beginning, especially when Rayvon and Daylight, I think when they put out their first initial songs, that people were kind of questioning, like, where's other East Coast New York rappers helping Joey Badass? You know what I mean? You even had Benny. I saw a tweet from Benny the Butcher where he kind of even said, I think Joey Badass is he's representing us very, very well. You know what I mean? And Benny Butcher's like, I don't really get into the whole battle rap shit. That's just not my thing. But salute to him, salute to everybody else. I think it's healthy for the sport, man. I really do. I think it's a great thing. I think we're getting back to kind of like that 90s, early 2000 feels where people are getting back into that competitive nature. That's something that we've been missing. And then I'm loving kind of like this regional feel with each of these like with music in a sense. Like, music was really great when Atlanta was Atlanta, New York was New York, Memphis was Memphis, Chicago was Chicago, West Coast was West Coast. You know what I mean? You felt just the differences in the music. You had different feels to it. You know what I mean? Instead of like, as of the last, I would say like 5-6 years, everything has sound very the same. You know what I mean? Like it becomes to a point where it's just everything is bleeding into everything else. Like Cali's, let's start a little bit of Cali's feeling a little bit West Coast and East Coast and South, and the South, the East is sounding like a lot of Atlanta and all this other type of stuff, and it gets to the point where it's just like, I love the regionalism of music when you knew when you heard Nelly, that was St. Louis. When you heard Luda, that was ATL and 2 Chainz. And, when you had, like Dom Kennedy and all those guys, that was West Coast, and Kendrick and all that. And then East, you had like A$AP Rocky. And then Toronto, you had Drake and all. I want us to get back to that. And it seems like we're getting back to that. And it's a great thing. So I hope it keeps it up, man. Hopefully it motivates other rappers to get more lyrical and put out some more quality music, man. I think it's healthy for the sport, and I think it's healthy for rap music as a whole, because there's been a lot of questions on where rap music is going. You know what I mean? And me and you have talked about that a lot, ever since we started this podcast. So I think it's heading to a good balance, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, this was nice and fun. I think they like dropped a track kind of pretty much just saying like, this was good for us, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth, but it's still all love. It ain't no bad blood type deal. So
are they gonna keep going, or do you think they're done? They're done.
I think the last track that Daylight just dropped is called The End. So, and he wasn't throwing no shots. He was pretty much saying like, yo, shout out to Joey Badass. He held his own. He went against us, you know what I'm saying? He did,
and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. And keep it pushing. I gotta get killed for it, you know what I mean?
So all right, Blair. Let's go ahead and do a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
That's it.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level?
Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Manning Sports Drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you've been living under a rock, you've seen the whole situation between Ryan Clark and RG3. Ryan Clark was on his show, The Pivot, talking to Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder. I think Channing Crowder was there, but he was pretty much talking about how RG3 came out. He got on his platform after the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and we spoke on this a little bit on Monday. But he spoke on the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation, pretty much saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna play this clip, and this is Ryan Clark's response to RG3 saying that.
We moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racist, he'll be no less Black than me.
Hold up, limitless, niggas to me cap pinning it. I thought they.
So that was Ryan Clark's response to the RG3 Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark situation. I know RG3, he had a response. I'll play it real quick too.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
After hearing all that, brother, what is your thoughts on this situation?
Mr. RG3, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. The corny label on you is it's becoming real. Because look, let's be honest, man. Ryan Clark didn't say anything disrespectful about him. Number one, he didn't even bring up the kids. So I don't even know what he even said to kids. And then two, about his wife, he didn't say anything disrespectful about his wife. He was actually trying to say that she's more than just being a white woman to you. You know what I mean? She's the mother of your kids. She's a strong woman. I'm sure she's a great mother. I'm sure she's a great person. Ryan Clark said, even talking to her, she seems like a really good woman. But for some reason, you just have this infatuation of calling her your tall glass of milk. And a lot of people pull out the receipts because it's all over your Twitter, brother. You know what I mean? So, and for him to keep hiding behind that, you know, he's attacking my family, and saying that you made just a sports comment. You didn't just make a sports comment, because let's really talk about this. This Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese situation is a lot deeper than just sport. Because if this was just about sport, this wouldn't even be an issue to begin with. Because it was a hard foul that Caitlin Clark purposely did. She should have been called for the flagrant, whatever, you know what I mean, and keep it pushing, you know what I mean. But everybody wants to turn it into a larger issue. It becomes a situation where you want to add fuel to the fire, because let's be real, this is all about race at the end of the day. Because I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of people have commented about Angel Reese and she's ghetto, like, because let's be real. I know a lot of people have been talking about the New York Knicks fan base and how they treated that one poor Indiana Pacers fan who was walking in the city of New York after the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics wearing a Pacers jersey, probably antagonizing a whole bunch of people who are already drunk. I'm like, and, you know, getting thrown trash bags, and they say it's disrespectful. All right, cool. I get it. You don't want to throw trash on somebody regardless of what is going on. But you Indiana fans ain't no better. You know, let's call it spade a spade. Y'all right there with Utah being some of the most racist fans I've seen. Because I seen a video when the Chicago Sky visited the Indiana Fever in their home opening game. And there was this person who asked the question to a lot of Indiana Fever fans, like, what is the one word you would say that would describe Angel Reese? And you know what those words were? Ghetto. She's a bitch. She's this, she's that. Even to some points where people are like, you know what I want to say, but I ain't gonna say it because you know what would happen. And you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of these networks want to hide behind it because they view Caitlin Clark as this Cinderella darling. But in reality, like, I've been saying it from the get-go. I'm not a fan of Caitlin Clark. I know she is a great, talented player. Do I think she's a good person? No. I don't know her, but from what I've seen on the court and from the stuff I've seen and in times where she's able to, you know, bring in her fan base and control her fan base and kind of slow down the dialect that's going on with some of these young black women, because it's a lot of black women that get faced with a lot of this stuff. She does nothing to put out the flames. Like, her silence speaks louder than her words to me. And it's becoming an issue. And I think a lot of these young black women who are in the WNBA, I think they're feeling that. And it gets to a point where it's becoming an annoyance, because at the end of the day, all these ladies have heard is kiss Caitlin Clark's feet. Don't compete with her. Let her, she's your meal ticket. She's the reason why she's putting food on your table. When in reality, yeah, she may be helping out the league, but she ain't the reason why I'm feeding my family. She ain't the reason why I'm getting that check. I'm the reason that's happening. You've been so dismissive to one of the greatest WNBA players that we've seen in a long time, in A'ja Wilson. Like, she's one of the greats. We got some great young WNBA players like Nafisa Collier. She's probably second best player in the league.
Yes.
But I know a lot of people are going to say Caitlin Clark. But the reality of Caitlin Clark is, and I'm sure time will tell. Time will always show who you are as a real person, because there have been stories. I even told this to my man earlier today. There's a story, you can look it up, where Gina Ariema went to go scout Caitlin Clark. He couldn't even last one half before he said he can't watch this shit no more, because he saw the attitude, the privilege, the arrogance, and the downright disrespect that Caitlin Clark proceeds to do as a basketball player, which a lot of you guys who like to complain about Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant's, the Kevin Durant's, with a certain type of attitude where you guys get mad disrespect. Why don't you do this to that young woman? And it's like you're so easily, and I don't want to hear that you want to be protective of women, because obviously you're not like that to the other women of the WNBA. You guys get really, really disrespectful about that. But when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she shows you her true colors every single time. I wish people would open up their eyes when they watch Caitlin Clark and realize she is not a good teammate. She is not a good person. on that court. I can't speak what she does off the court. I'm just watching what's on the court. And to me, that doesn't look like a good teammate. That doesn't look like a good person. It looks like somebody who thinks that everything should be evolved around them and that she does no wrong. She likes to play victim. And I think Ryan Clark kind of spit a little bit about that. I think people are just, they're not going to say it because they want to try to get the WNBA to a greater place, which it deserves to be. I want the WNBA to be a great league because those women deserve it. There's a lot of great, talented women who are in the league and who are currently not in the league because they don't have enough teams. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of women who deserve to be playing in the WNBA. They just don't have enough roster spots. And I think Caitlin Clark can be a great thing for the WNBA. But we got to come to the realization that you cannot just anoint people who don't deserve it. And I get it. She gets the numbers, but on that court, yeah, she plays cool, but she ain't won shit. And I just want people to start opening their eyes when they watch her play. But as far as this Ryan Clark and RG3 situation, I think RG3 I think he got sensitive. I think his sensitivity just shown. I think he got this defensive. I think he wanted to feel like he was attacked. He kind of did his Karen shit. I think Ryan Clark spoke the truth. And then sometimes when you speak the truth and you got to look yourself in the mirror, sometimes you can't accept what you see in the mirror in your reflection. And I think that's what it was. And, you know, for you to say you're taking it personal, now you want to call out ESPN, kind of hinting that, you know, it's not a good look for you to still keep them and all this other type shit. And I think that's just low. You talk about low. You went low, and it's just like, don't sit here and play victim when you over here doing the same thing. You're a walking contradiction, my brother, and you need to wake up. And I think a lot of people need to wake up because this conversation of this Caitlin Clark shit is a lot deeper, and it gets to the point where it's downright annoying because a lot of you are blinded by just your fandom of this woman. And it gets annoying. And I know a lot of people are like, why does Jamal get so passionate every time we talk about Caitlin Clark? And I know Cris. I know Cris sometimes is like, you know what? I know, I get it. But you know, sometimes you got to kind of reel it in a little bit. But it's hard for me to do it because I see these young black women get harassed, get racial remarks turned to them, get treated like they're some fucking downright dogs because they don't kiss her feet. And it's like we have this misperception on how we need to start talking about these athletes, and it just goes in a negative light. And honestly, it's getting to the point where this is not really a good thing for the WNBA. It's really becoming a not a great thing because we're talking about everything but the game, which those ladies have advanced to such a degree where we're getting women out there that look better than some of these dudes on the court. Let's call it a spade. Like when you see Juju, when you see a Nafisa, when we see Asia Wilson, I'm not saying they could go to the NBA and score like 15 points, but they have turned this league into a respectable league. And Caitlin Clark has done that as well. But let's chill out with the hype. Let's chill out with all this negativity, news cycles that we keep getting and overblowing situations every time Caitlin Clark gets in a little bit of a tussle. It's not that deep, but you guys want to make it deep every single time, and you guys want to crucify these young women for no reason because they just playing basketball. It gets old. So shout out to Ryan Clark for speaking his truth, and RG3, you need to wake up and open up your eyes, brother.
Yeah, I agree. RG3's over here trying to play victim when not one time did Ryan Clark attack his wife or say anything about his kids. So I don't know where that came from. And then, you know, of course, social media tried to bring up Ryan Clark having a biracial daughter and whatever, and that means absolutely nothing. I don't know what that has to do with RG3. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he didn't attack his wife for the color of her skin. He pretty much said, yo, she's more to her than just being a white woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's a good person from what I've met. She's more than that. As far as RG3 goes, and he said, it was a basketball take. No, it wasn't, brother, because your first sentence was Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark past basketball. That was your opening statement. So you took it past, but you said on and off the court, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went on to, pretty much berate Angel Reese and say, oh, she does all the, from this point and making your points or whatever. But to make it seem like, oh, you was just giving a basketball take. It wasn't a basketball take, bro. Because if you really wanted to make it a basketball take, if you wanted to make it just, oh, it's a rivalry thing, your headline would have said Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hates each other. And you probably could have, and you could have kept it, basketball. When they're on that court, they don't like each other. Or you could have said Angel Reese doesn't like her when she's on that court. When they play each other, it's just a different energy. But you took it past basketball. And then you played right into what everybody else do. Like Maul just reiterated, what everybody else do when it comes to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, especially, it's just like it just goes past basketball. And then you have people like what's his name, David Portnoy or whatever his name is.
Portnoy,
yeah. When LSU won the Natty and Angel Reese was doing "You Can't See Me" and pointing to where's my ring at, my man called her a thug and doubled down on it after seeing Ryan Clark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the type of words that we hear when people try to describe us. If they see a group of us, look at those thugs over there, which is an underlining word for the N
word. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I never cared for David Poirier, because I think that I think he's racist. I do. He's from Boston.
He's from Boston. Like, yeah, man, what do you expect? It's just.
But and if you heard this, I don't care. That's how I feel about you. And you're a simp too, Homer Simpson. Yep, that's what I'm calling you. You lucky you didn't get hell no the week for your little ex-wife situation, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as RG3 goes, he just looks like he looked lame, dude. It's just he just kept bringing up the same thing. You attack my family. You attack my family. It's low. Like, he didn't attack your family. You act like Ryan Clark got on there and was like, man, he a sucker. He got that white woman over there.
He act like he was out there rapping Tupac lyrics.
Look at them kids. Look at them kids. They ugly.
Like, come on, man. Like, it's just a contradiction, man. It's just like he said a whole bunch of nothing. Just, oh, woe is me. You talked about my family. I'm like, bro, nobody even said shit about your family, bro. No one said shit. And it's like, I don't even think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. I just think she hates the idea that, like y'all, I said, I think a lot of these women just hate the idea, like, we need to bow down to this chick. I'm like, no, we're competing with this chick. Like, we all agree she's a great player. We all agree she's helping the game, just like the rest of us are helping the game. But I'm not gonna sit here and kiss my. I'm gonna compete with the chick. It's like Angel Reese don't even think about this chick in Austin. She don't talk about Caitlin Clark. She don't give two shits about Caitlin Clark. They make it seem like they go out their way to headhunt Caitlin Clark. Oh, like they're trying to kill, they're trying to purposely hurt Caitlin Clark. That shit is crazy to me. That's not the case. But again, you guys weren't crying wolf when they did that to Michael Jordan. Like, the bad boy Pistons were trying to hurt this motherfucker. You weren't crying wolf about Michael Jordan. You weren't crying wolf with Magic Johnson. You weren't crying wolf with Larry Bird. I don't care if it's male and female. It's all basketball to me. You know what I mean? It's the same shit. So if you guys aren't going to cry wolf about that, why are you crying wolf about it here? Just because she a female? I think if I was Caitlin Clark, I'll be disrespected about it. I'm like, I'm a basketball player. I'm not a female basketball player. I'm a basketball player. These are what basketball players do. And it's just like, yo, it's okay, Caitlin Clark, to tell your fans, yo, y'all need to chill out. Stop disrespecting these girls. These girls they're doing nothing but playing ball. They ain't trying to purposely hurt me. We are all for the better of the game. We are all here to make this sport the best it can be. So when your daughter and your daughter's daughter, who are talented to be in this league will be on top center stage. that we hopefully will get paid close enough like the men do. That our product will be on prime time, not on a Sunday afternoon. This is our ultimate goal. So we can be on the same lights as the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, WWE, all these major sports that we can be, we're up there with them. That is our ultimate goal. Caitlin Clark, why is it so hard for you to just say this shit? David Portnoy, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, all you guys who keep trying to say these women are trying to kill their game are fucking idiots. I'm sorry. Y'all sound crazy to me, dog. And it's very disrespectful to all these women who have done for this game. The Lisa Leslies, the Cheryl Swoops, the Cynthia Coopers, the Maya Moores, the Diana Taurasi's, the Sue Birds. The list can go on. The Deladons, the list, the Breonna Stewarts. The list can go on and on. Candace Parker. Now we got Caitlin Clark. We got Asia Wilson. We got the future with Juju and all these other young ladies who are killing the game. But Caitlin Clark, wake up. This is your fan base. This is a representation of you. Wake up. It's okay. It's okay to speak up. They ain't going nowhere. They worship your dirty draws.
That's a dirty draw.
It's a reality. It's like her fans and Trump people are the same. Or it's not even just Trump people. It's like Trump people, Beyonce people, Kim Kardashian people, Caitlin Clark people. Y'all got this like crazy fascination, fandom with these people where they can say anything and y'all will just eat it up. They can do anything and y'all will just eat it up. I'm like, what? Y'all don't have a mind of your own? You guys can't think outside the box? You guys can't use your own two eyes and just like, yo, something ain't right here. Something just looks a little weird. We all ask for equality. We all ask for better. But let's be honest, our American society has become more ignorant and stupid as the years have gone on. And we all live through this shit. We all see the stupidity and the ignorance and the violence and shit that we see in these communities and in our community, and ain't shit getting better. It's getting worse. We're losing the sight of humanity, people. Wake the fuck up. I don't care if you're white, Mexican, Asian. I just want to be able to live my life and not have to go through bullshit every day, just trying to make it day to day, just like everybody else. But for some reason, people want to be ignorant. People want to be disrespectful. People want to be racist now and shit like that. I'm like, you ain't got nothing else better to do besides hate black people or hate Mexicans or hate white people or whatever. You can't just be like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Live your life. If we cool, we could be cool. If you don't want to be cool, that's fine. Leave me the fuck alone. But you ain't got to hate a whole group of people. You ain't got to be disrespectful. Just keep it pushing. I ain't going to know about 99% of you motherfuckers. It's okay. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to like me. But I'm a good dude, just like Cris is. And I'm sure all these other people are good people in their own right. But come on, man, as humans in society, we got to wake the fuck up. It's getting bad out here. You know what I mean? It's getting bad, but you know, that's all I gotta say about that.
Before we get off the subject, I was watching this old clip of Maya Moore, and they was interviewing on ESPN, and he was asking, the interviewer was asking her about, you know, Juju and Paige, and then asked her about Caitlin Clark. He actually asked about Caitlin Clark first. Of course, with Juju, she was like, oh, she's, you know, pretty much a replica of me. Like, you know, we have the same type of game. We can, you know, we really don't have no weaknesses. We can, you know, yeah, we can play both ends of the court, yada, yada, yada. And then, you know, of course, UConn, Paige Beckers, those two, you know, they have a synergy because they're, you know, they're UConn alumni and all that good stuff. So when he asked her about Caitlin Clark, it was kind of funny. Like she gave him props. But the one thing that she says she needs to work on is she needs to get with a veteran, learn about leadership, and being a good teammate.
I I even told Cris this. I was like, you need to just watch. Don't watch them when they dribble the ball. Just watch Caitlin Clark at all times. Don't watch where the ball goes. Just watch Caitlin Clark every single game. And you cannot tell me she is a good teammate. You can't seriously tell me she's a good teammate. Like it's crazy to me. Like just all the bullshit she gets away with. You know what I mean? I question everybody. Just do that. Do that for a couple games. Watch what she does. Just watch her. Whatever she does. Watch her on the sideline. Watch her when she's on the floor. Watch her. And you tell me. You come back to me. You tell me. Do you think she's a good teammate? And we can talk. We can go from there.
All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks.
Let's do it.
What you got?
So for tomorrow, I'm gonna take Oklahoma City Thunder -7.5. I know a lot of people assume that Timberwolves should make it a little bit closer. I just think the Thunder are too good, man, especially at home. They're gonna be riled up with Shea getting that MVP. I'm sure his teammates are gonna be highly motivated. They want to get that win, especially on that night. I like OKC Thunder. And then on Friday, I like the Knicks -5.5. They have to win that game. I do think they're the better team. It does blow that they did, blow a lead when they were up 121-112 with a little less than a minute left. So I'm gonna go with the Knicks -5.5, and I think they're gonna make a statement and they're gonna remind Ty, don't do that choke sign in New York again because it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I'm with you on the OKC game -7.5, and I'm gonna take the over 14.5. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I do think that the Timberwolves are going to play a little bit better going into the game, but I think at the end, OKC is going to pull away like in the fourth quarter. I'm going to take the 5.5 with the Knicks. I think it's going to be tight, but I think the Knicks are going to come out here on fire. And I just don't think the Pacers are going to hit damn near every shot that they made like in the first quarter. So I think that's going to die down a little bit. I do think Halliburton's still going to have a good game, but I don't think the other guys are going to just be hitting threes and hitting those shots that they was hitting everything. So I got the Knicks winning. I'm going to take the 5.5. So
for sure.
If you look at the screen, you will see the QR code for the BetUS website. You go ahead and scan that. You'll sign up. This is only for new users only. Sign up. Put your information. Put the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% sign-in bonus plus 10% gambler's insurance. That's 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits on $100 up to $5,000. So if you bet $100 on your first 3 deposit and you lose your bet, you keep your money. You don't even lose it. So you can keep your money on your first 3 deposits, or you can win you some money. So go sign up, BetUS, put the promo code in, and tell them Cris Delamont sent you. And that does it for our BetUS Surefire Picks. And now it's time. Mom's favorite segment, random news. It is now time for Mom's random news.
Yep, my favorite segment, Chris's favorite segment. You know how it goes, man. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Let me see. Let me pull it up. All right, first up, we got some local news. Found Blue, Las Vegas, is demoting most of its table game dealers to part-time, aiming to keep just about 120, according to insiders. No clear criteria was given, and staff report discrimination and favoritism. Employees are considering a class action lawsuit against the casino. What are your thoughts? What is your whole overall feeling about Fontainebleau and where the direction of that hotel is going to go?
It's unfortunate, man. I've never had the pleasure of walking into the Fontainebleau yet, so I don't know how the business is going on over there. I've heard stories that it's not too good over there. It's not getting a lot of business. I just think it's the strip is just kind of getting hit, with a dry season, this year. But I feel bad for those dealers, man. Hopefully, it doesn't trickle down to other departments where they got to go part time. I mean, we've seen it at our job that how how slow it is right now, and
Mhm,
it's usually slow around this season, but
mhm.
it's been kind of extra slow.
Yeah.
So it's just something to look at. I pray for those young men and women over there that got to go through that. And there's part time if they got to file a class action shoot, hopefully they win it. But it's an unfortunate situation, definitely.
I agree with you. Hopefully everything gets situated and hopefully everybody's able to keep their jobs and get that company rolling, man. It's a beautiful hotel. It deserves to get its to get its spotlight for sure. I walked through there before, had a great, beautiful, big, but it's just in the wrong location. But hopefully business over there starts picking up. Hopefully all of Las Vegas starts picking up. So we'll see. Next up, the Justice Department is dropping police reform agreements with Louisville and Minneapolis, which came after the killings of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. I think a lot of this has to do with, a lot of the government getting rid of, DEI and all that stuff like that. What are your thoughts about this whole situation?
So what's happening again?
The Justice Department is dropping all the police reform agreements that happened after the Breonna Taylor and George Floyd killings due to police brutality. They're getting rid of that. So they're not going to go through the reform anymore. So a lot of people are, obviously upset about that because we were trying to get, obviously, better training for police officers, kind of like, temper, all that shit down, man, and try to get back into a great spot with, police. And obviously we need police. We need, obviously we need to protect our neighborhoods, but we need to have better relationships, especially in ethnic communities with police and all that stuff like that. That is well known and well documented. So they're getting rid of all the reform. I think a lot of it due to them getting rid of a lot of DEI stuff and stuff like that. So
Uh, Once again, I mean, am I surprised? Not at all, especially who's in office right now. But it's an unfortunate situation. You know what I'm saying? And all I can say is to all my, you know, black men, women, people of color, be careful. That's all I can tell you, man. Just be careful. Uh, put your seatbelt on. Don't
if you
do
get
nothing
stopped,
illegal.
listen to them, do what they say.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, sir.
Know your
Just
rights too. Know your
yeah,
rights too.
but know your rights. Yeah, ask the proper questions and all that good stuff. But just be careful, man.
Absolutely. Next up, for all my Bitcoin people, Bitcoin has reached an all-time high. It is now at $109,000, $109,458 per coin. Some experts and some people have stated that the coin could potentially get up to 1 million by 2030. Are you a Bitcoin? Do you invest in it? What are your thoughts on that? Will you potentially invest in Bitcoin?
Uh, nah, that's not me. Crypto, Bitcoin, that's just not me. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. No, I don't really understand it. It's just like okay.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I think obviously, the whole cryptocurrency is still new. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of, stuff that's not regulated through it, but I think as more we learn, I think the more people will feel comfortable about it. It's becoming a, Wall Street 2.0 in the sense. So we'll see. Next up, Megan Thee Stallion has made a statement on her Instagram about the whole Tory Lanez thing. At quote, she says, "At what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute, him/y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this shit. Leave me the fuck alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that shit. I don't give a fuck about a blog or a bot. Why in the fuck would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this motherfucker about shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. Fuck the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no fucking evidence. Y'all been saying the same shit for years. Tory, please leave me alone. You a fucking demon. I'm off this silly ass internet shit. Bye. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have anything? Are you over this shit? Like, what are your thoughts?
Praise to all is involved. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure. Next up, Target sales have fallen in the past quarter and are expected to continue declining following Donald Trump's tariffs. CNN cites the company's rollback of DEI initiatives and resulting of ongoing boycotts as reasons for its downturn. What are your thoughts on this? Are you personally boycotting Target? What are your thoughts? Nah, you taking your ass to Target? Huh?
Right up the street, man. It's convenient.
So no boycott for Target for you.
Nah, but I don't know, because they stopped selling black products, right?
Nah, well, they got a lot of rid of their DEI program and stuff like that, and then a lot of people of color said that they are going to boycott Target, and obviously sales have not been looking good for them, and obviously
Target is expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, I get it. They got high quality, brand type stuff.
Are they?
But,
I feel like it's the same as Walmart. It's the same as Walmart shit.
No, I think this stuff's a little bit more high quality.
I don't think so. That's just me. I don't think so. It's just motherfuckers like to dress up in that motherfucker and act like they had
because they shirts is expensive, dog. You try to go in there like Walmart.
You can get the same shirt though.
That's what I'm saying. You go to Walmart and get. It looks like the same shirt, but it's cheap.
It's the same shirt, bro. What are we talking about? They get it from the same fucking factory. They just put a different label on that shit. That's all that shit is. Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? You got look. You got Chinese kids right here. Chinese kids right here. Half of them are doing Walmart. The other half are doing Target. That is the reality of this shit.
They got higher quality. I know. I look at it.
All right, man. All right, next up, obviously, the NFL, they did some votes. I know the big story was of them banning the tush push. They decided not to. Some of the teams that decided to vote against banning the Eagles tush push were the Patriots, Saints, Jets, Ravens, Browns, Lions, Titans, Eagles, Jaguars, and the Dolphins. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think they should have boycotted the tush push, and what do you make of the teams who did not, who wanted to vote against banning the tush push?
Look, I've said it on this platform plenty of times on numerous episodes. The tush push doesn't bother me because it's not like they doing the tush push up and down the field. They only do it in short yardage and goal line situations. And I get it. It's not a football play because you have somebody pushing the quarterback, blah, blah, blah. They figured out a system to where you can't stop it. And you guys are mad because of that? Ain't that what the point of football? Ain't that the point of strategizing? Yeah. For me to get something one up on you, and y'all mad because y'all haven't figured it out to stop it. Because I guarantee you, if one team figured it out to stop the tush push, we wouldn't even be talking about this. Yeah. We wouldn't even be discussing this. And I heard that Jason Kelsey and I forgot somebody else did like a PowerPoint presentation just to get them to not ban it.
Yeah. They say he won a lot of people over. They say
that's what I'm saying. Like they did like a presentation that was like, oh, okay, well, guess we're not gonna ban it. So excuse me, but yeah, man, it don't bother me. I know a lot of people don't like it, but to me, it don't bother me because it's not like they just doing it like every play, first down, tush push, second down. Like it ain't doing like they 3rd and inches. You know it's coming.
It's no different from a QB sneak. Like, what are we talking about? Like, yeah, okay, they get a little push in the back, but who cares, man? Hopefully they don't ban it. Hopefully they don't ban it.
It's like a trick play. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I know my team was one of the ones that did vote to ban it. Like, I just think it looks weak, man. Like, just figure it out. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, there's a lot of injury concerns. Me personally, anytime I've seen the tush push, I have not personally seen anybody get hurt. I know there was a doctor, I think, that came out and said that there could be some some
Niggas
severe
going hurt.
injuries coming of that. But I think that's what football, period. You play a sport where at any moment in time, you could have a very catastrophic injury. That is just the reality of the sport. So if you're going to go based on that consensus, you might as well just ban the whole sport altogether, which is not going to happen. It makes too much money for it to happen. So for you to just dictate it on this one play, it's come on, man. What are we doing? What are we
You know,
doing?
it's
Just
gonna take.
figure out how to stop it.
I'm telling you, what's gonna take to get it banned is somebody's got to get seriously hurt.
And hopefully that does not happen. But
I hope
again,
it doesn't happen, but I'm telling you, it's.
but
gonna
again,
be
you
a
can get hurt
season
on you can get hurt on a running play, you can get hurt on a flea flicker, you can get hurt on a QB sneak, you can get hurt running in we've seen a player hurt himself after scoring a touchdown and deciding to run his head into a cement wall. Like, what are we talking about, bro? I know you're not saying that shit.
Shout out to Gus for Rob.
like, come on, what are we talking about? Like, come on, NFL, like, just figure out how to stop it. That's all I gotta say. Just man up, and stop the play. That's all I can say. Next up, Shedeur Sanders is reportedly already a locker room favorite among a lot of vets and rookies on the Browns. Sanders reportedly has an aura that resonates with his new teammates, with them even emoting Sanders' wrist celebration around the building, according to one source. The players love him. You can tell they were big fans of his college career. His personality radiates throughout the building whenever he's around. Never seen anything like it. Sanders will reportedly start out on the depth chart behind both Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. However, one source reportedly believes Sanders will take little time in showing the Browns why he should be the number one quarterback. The Browns rookie quarterback isn't just a fan favorite. He's a player favorite too. What are your thoughts? How long do you think Shedeur Sanders takes to get the number one spot?
Kevin Stefanski, Jim Haslam, whoever else was in Andrew. What's his name? Andrew Berry, I think his name is. Don't overthink this. Don't do it. Now, if his play on the field just looks bad in preseason, he throwing picks or whatever, and he don't earn the job, okay, cool, whatever. But don't overthink this, y'all. Yeah. He's already got the locker room. That they was already tweeting to him when he got drafted.
Yeah, they ain't say shit about Dylan Gabriel. They didn't know he even got. He's like, who is this guy? Who is this little guy?
Don't overthink this. You need, like, as much as y'all try to throw dirt on Shedeur Sanders, y'all need a Shedeur Sanders to wash out, because can't nothing get worse than Deshaun Watson. So y'all need a superstar type figure. He may not be like, a superstar player per se. Like, he's a very good quarterback. That's how me and Mom feels. Do we think he's, the second coming of Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not. But he's a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And he has a superstar aura to him. He's very marketable. Mm-hmm. Cleveland needs that right now.
Yeah.
And then plus, if he shows it on the field and plays really good, I mean, in that division,
you're gonna get all primetime games because of Shedeur Sanders. You're gonna have the number one selling jersey in all of football because of Shedeur Sanders. Like, a lot of people a lot of kids love Shedeur Sanders. A lot of kids.
Imagine if he leads y'all to a playoff berth.
Oh yeah, he might be the biggest superstar in the NFL,
bro. He gonna get his jersey sales. It's gonna be incredible,
and you're gonna have people that want to play with him. You're gonna have people that want to go to the Cleveland Browns and play with him. Like, you're gonna have elite talent.
Mad wide receivers are gonna want to go.
They're gonna be like, yo, if I get traded, trade me to Cleveland. That's what's gonna happen.
Or free agents are gonna want to go play with. Hey, Shedeur, what's up? How's it over there in Cleveland, man?
Slide me in there. Yeah, all right. I know it's brutal winters, but I know Cleveland. No offense to Cleveland. I know it's not like Miami or New York or LA or Vegas or anything like that, but hey, we fuck with you. You know what I mean? We want to see you succeed. There's a lot of fans of Deion Sanders and his son. Like, people want to portray like this family is like hated. Again, amongst players, and I'm gonna be honest with you, amongst fans, that's a very likable family. That's a very likable family, and he's a very likable young man. So,
because we know Deion, because Deion is a good dude. He's a good head coach. You know what I'm saying? He's a good recruiter. He's good with the kids. Like, those young men respect him. When he speaks, they listen. You know what I'm saying? And he always, you don't never see him like some of these other coaches, get all in their face and try to embarrass them. He always tries to teach them a lesson.
And Shador Sanders, when you look at it, a lot of his teammates love him. I haven't heard one bad thing about him. And then even at the combine, a lot of people gravitated to him. He went up and talked to a lot of players, bigged them up. He has true leadership. It's just like, why wouldn't you want that on your team? And it's just, it's more mind-boggling why a lot of these teams decided to pass up on him because of some dumbass interviews that really don't mean shit at the end of the day.
He was the one who stuck up for Will Howard in his day at the combine, and Will Howard had a bad day. And he was like, "Look, man, dude ain't playing with his own wide receivers. You get nervous out there. It's different out there." You know what I'm saying? So he stuck up for him. So
like Shador Sanders just has a level of calmness to him. You know what I mean? You saw that with Colorado. He has a level of calmness and confidence that is just, you can't teach that. Either you have it or you don't. And I think that's just going to make him I think the Cleveland Browns got them one. I really do. I think they lucked up and they got them one. If this was a Haslam decision, this might be his best decision of all. And again, we don't know if things are going to turn out the right way. Obviously, a lot of things have to go the right way for him to be successful amongst that franchise, because we know the Cleveland Browns, even though they're very talented, they just have this weird aura that everything goes wrong. Hopefully he can change that. And hopefully he gets a fair opportunity in that organization, because for him being slotted behind Dylan Gabriel is nuts. For him to be slotted, I understand Kenny Pickett because he's a veteran. You brought him in there. You want to start him out. Obviously, you don't want these rookies to start. So I'm not even mad at the Kenny Pickett situation. I totally get it. I totally get that shit. But Dylan Gabriel, come on. I like Dylan, bro. He cool. He cool, but he ain't Shador, bro. What are we talking about? You put Shador Sanders on that Oregon team, I guarantee you they don't look like what they did against Ohio State. Like, I'm not saying that they win the game, but they look a lot more respectable with Shador Sanders than they do Dylan Gabriel. That's just me, but we'll all see. A couple more. Next up, Jake Fisher, NBA insider of Bleacher Report, says that the Philadelphia 76ers are not looking to break up the duo of Joel Embiid and Paul George. Don't expect that duo, furthermore, to be broken up. Sources say the recent reports suggesting that the Sixers will be looking to explore George trade market in conjunction with the draft are misread. It has been whispered often in league circles going back to Philadelphia's free agency courtship of George last summer that the Sixers would not turn around and try to move their marquee acquisition in the early stages of his Philly tenure unless George asked for a deal himself. Now that is reported, do you think the Philadelphia Sixers are making the correct decision not to break this tandem up and try to build for the future?
No. I've been said they need to sell both. Sell. That's what these 76ers and put all your resources in Maxey and draft, whatever young player you guys draft, because they got the third pick, right?
Yeah, they got the third pick. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So whatever player, because you're gonna get a good player at that third spot.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Some solid ones.
Yeah. So you put in Maxey, you put in whatever player you draft, and you go from there, man. Y'all got to destroy and rebuild. That's what y'all got to do. And B just ain't working. He can't stay healthy. Yeah, he's a great player when he's on the court, but he can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
He got knee injury every year.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that happened to him. I mean, some guys are just injury prone, man. I know they can't help it. You know what I'm saying? They try to, they try to work out and, rehab and do the right stuff. But some guys just have, brittle bones, man. And unfortunately, it just happens every year, man. And they can't stay healthy. So, and then as far as Paul George is he hasn't been the same since the leg injury, man. He just hasn't. He's been still a good player, but he hasn't been Paul George like he was.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Since that leg injury, took it, and that was a nasty leg injury. So, I don't know. You try to sell him to the, maybe you can get him off and send him to the Heat or something. I don't know, but yeah, I would sell.
I agree with you. I think especially with this new collective bargaining agreement and how strict the salary cap is for a lot of these teams. I think it's just a smart play. If you can find somebody to get out of that Joel, and you can get out of that Joel Embiid contract, you do it. Like at the end of the day, he's probably one more knee surgery away from probably retiring, I would assume, because I don't know how many more knee surgeries he wants to go through. And if after this one, if the knee is still bad, I just don't see how he's able to stay on the court. Like he can barely play 30 games at this point. And then with Paul George, I agree with you. Like, I love Paul George's game. He has probably one of my more favorite games that we've witnessed in the last couple of years.
He was the closest thing to Tracy McGrady to me.
100%. Before that leg injury, he was nasty. He was nasty. I think he could have been once. I think I think he was already competing with LeBron. I think those battles could have been one of the true rivalries in the NBA if it wasn't for that leg injury. And the Indiana Pacers, who knows what the Indiana Pacers are when with him. And I think they were heading in the right direction. Again, it's the same situation, man. I think it's time that they focus around Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is the best player on this team. Obviously, if Joel Embiid is healthy, that he is the best player. But again, you can't count on that at this particular time. I think he's almost 30 years. I think if not 30 yet already. It's just a situation where it's just a smarter move, man. It's the smarter play. Play the long game. I know Sixers fans probably don't want to hear that, but the reality is that the process didn't work, and you're gonna have to go through a whole new different regime at this point because it's not looking good. All right, we got a couple more. The NFL has announced its Hard Knocks lineup. So for I think what is this? For they'll do the training camp for the Bills. The Bills will participate in the Hard Knocks during training camp. And the NFC East will be the in-season Hard Knocks. So you obviously get the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and the Washington Commanders. What are your thoughts on Hard Knocks announcements?
Buffalo, boring. Don't nobody want to see that. See Josh Allen. Oh God,
Keon Coleman would be funny. Keon Coleman would be funny.
He'd be the only bright spot. He's gonna be the only bright spot on that team.
Yeah, he'll be the yeah, probably.
You can't show him every day cracking jokes. Like
maybe you can. I don't know. My man's funny. He's entertaining as fuck.
Maybe so, but whatever. I don't want to see Sean McDermott on the screen. Boring.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's fiance wants to show up every now and then.
Who?
Josh Allen.
Oh, the actor chick. Yeah. I'm sure she'll probably pop in once.
You know what I'm saying? Put her on the screen.
Especially off the Sinners movie.
But the in season one, yeah, that's fireworks right there. Jerry Jones,
yeah,
CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, especially if George Pickens has a breakdown.
Request a trade in the middle of the season. So out of those four, is that the one team you're most excited to see out of the end season?
Eagles too, because that locker room is toxic as hell. AJ Brown, when he don't get 20
Giants
catches,
too. Like the Giants could be too.
Yeah,
The situation. I think the Commanders will probably be a little bit more stable with Jaden Daniels and all them and stuff like that. Obviously, Debo, you can't sleep on Debo. He could cause a little thing.
But I still think they're going to be, out of all four teams, they're going to be the least interesting team. I could be wrong, but they're going to be the least interesting team. It's definitely going to be the Cowboys, the Eagles. The Cowboys and Eagles might be on the same level, and then the Giants, and then the Commanders. Because the Giants, I'm surprised they even agreed to this because they look like damn idiots last year.
Well, this is not the all season one. Obviously.
I know, but I'm just saying they look like idiots.
Yeah.
Hell, you in season they could be in the war room. I mean, in the little room. Yeah, we're gonna trade. What's the name? We're gonna trade.
Yeah, we'll see. I think obviously, the Bills, like, it is what it is. Like, obviously, I think people will watch it just because it's football. People will be excited. People are gonna watch it.
The Dolphins. I want to see some Tyreek Hill or something.
Yeah, honestly, I would have probably rather either, like, I wouldn't mind if my Raiders was involved because obviously Pete Carroll, he brings in a lot of energy and stuff. That would have been funny. Obviously, Ashton Genty and Geno Smith and Max Crosby. We got a lot of. I think the Dolphins would have been amazing too, especially what they got going on. Tyreek Hill and it's 25 baby mamas that he has. You got Tua out there looking like he don't care about staying in shape at this particular time. I'm gonna be very curious to see how much in shape he's gonna be in. And just obviously it's Miami lifestyle, everything you see on the extracurriculars too. But
Cleveland, man.
Yeah, no, with Shador, Cleveland would have been good. Baltimore will always be an interesting situation with Lamar Jackson. I'm sure we'll probably see a little bit more of his acting career and stuff like that.
I'd
He got
rather see the old punk ass Bengals in training camp.
the Bengals. Do you really want to see the Bengals?
Yeah, because I want to see how toxic it is over there. See
Like,
that
honestly, I think the Bears would have been good this year.
Yeah,
with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and all them and stuff like that. Who else would have been good this year? I think Carolina Panthers would have been good too. I think the Carolina Panthers, you got, obviously
they was just showed your boy in his accent every week.
Yeah, no, well, you got Xavier Legette. Obviously, you got Bryce Young and his upcoming. You got
Ted.
Hunter Renfrow and his return, and I'm sure his story about why he was gone. I think that would have been interesting too. Adam Thielen, Ted. I think that would have been a good one as well. Who else would have been good this year? Minnesota would have been good, obviously, with JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson. I know we got them a couple years ago. Then the Vikings. That one would have been interesting.
If your boy showed up to the Steelers, I'd take an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, that should be money, bro. That should be money, bro. Mike Tomlin and shit after he going off on his whole ayahuasca trip. Mike Tomlin, like, what the fuck? The fuck I get myself into? That'd probably be the best one, low key. That'll probably be the best one.
Oh man, give me Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers and switch it to them.
Well, I did see reports saying that that I guess there was some people close to him that were dealing with cancer, so we want to give prayers out to him. If that's true, if he had a couple of family members or whatever dealing with cancer.
Said he was dealing with some stuff.
Yeah. So he said he was doing stuff. They said it was cancer. I don't know if it is, but if it is, whatever it is, no matter how many jokes we talk about Aaron Rodgers and how crazy we think he is, we don't.
I wonder if it's one of his parents. I know he wasn't on speaking terms with his family.
Yeah. Maybe. No matter who it is, man, we want to wish Aaron Rodgers and whoever his family is dealing with, whatever it is, we definitely want to send prayers out to him, no matter how we feel about all his other antics and stuff like that. And then they also said that rumors are that he will sign with the Steelers within 2 weeks. So we'll see. Obviously, they want to get that done sooner than later. Obviously, with OTA started this week, right? OTA started.
I mean, it's different timers for different people.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
This weekend is ours. Yeah, this weekend we start.
Okay. All right. Just got a couple more. We'll end it. Real quick, we got the NFL players. They also another vote. They're allowing NFL players to play in the flag football in LA in 2028 for the Olympics. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's a good idea, bad idea?
Oh, they're gonna be pushing for Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and all them in the Olympics. Oh yeah,
Lamar Jackson, all them motherfuckers. Yeah.
They about to push all them dudes on that team, man.
I'm
go get that goal, player.
Yeah, facts. It's Tyreek Hill. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
I feel bad for them professional flag football guys that.
Nah, yeah, for real. And last one, another NFL news. The NFL will introduce the Protector of the Year award to honor the league's best offensive lineman. What are your thoughts, and do you have any early predictions on who could win this award?
No, I don't.
Not your boy Tooney? Your boy Tooney?
Tooney's
for the Bears?
He is a bear right now. It'll be a left tackle. That's what
he'll always be your boy. He got you some Super Bowls. He'll always be your boy.
He did. I love Tooney, but it's probably gonna be a left tackle. It ain't gonna be no guard.
Do you like this award? Do you think they deserve this award?
They definitely deserve an award. They get no love.
Yeah, that's true.
They get blamed when the quarterback gets sacked, but when he's upright and he's throwing for 500 yards every game, Joe Burrow, he don't get no love.
Yeah, that's true.
So you only notice the offensive line when he do something stupid.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's random news. That's random news for the night, man.
All right, for sure. Last but not least, let's talk about Shea Gill. I know he was getting a lot of hate because of some of the foul calls that he was getting. And I just wanted to get your assessment. Does he deserve the hate that he's getting?
No, he does not. First, I want to say congratulations to Shea for winning the MVP. Well deserved. No, I don't. I don't think he. I think he's getting unnecessary hate. I don't understand where all this hate for Shea Gilgeous is coming from. He's one of the more elite players that we have in this league. He has the whole bag. I think all NBA players seek out fouls, whether it's Jokic, Luka, Jalen Brunson, Trey Young, um, you know, Paul George, like Kawhi Leonard. They all seek out fouls at the end of the day. Um, I think people need just to relax on SGA, this Thunder team, and respect what's going on. I think SGA has been one of the best all around players that we've had these last couple years. You can easily said that he should have won it last year. Even though Jokic, I think he could have easily deserved it this year as well. You know, I mean, Jokic is an all-time great player as well. But shout out to SGA. I think he gets unnecessary hate, and you know what? It's just going to motivate him even more, and I think that's going to help the Thunder propel and potentially win the NBA championship this year. So I'm sure he's more focused on that. But everybody needs to chill on my man SGA, man. He's one of the best in the league right now.
For sure. All right, man. You got anything else?
Do I have anything else?
Definitely want to send our prayers and condolences to the Jim Irsay family. He did pass away today.
Oh, yeah.
Owner of the Colts. You know, he built that organization to be a prominent organization, especially in the 90s. Even when Jim Harbaugh was there, they were pretty good. Then Peyton Manning gets there, and they were just perennial Super Bowl, contenders every year. Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, like some of the greats that played on this team. And he built them up. And even on the defensive side, you had Dwight Freeney, and I remember Bob Sanders back in the day. Raheem Brockman. Like, it was a whole bunch of people on that defensive line that was really good. So, shout out to his family, and our prayers and our condolences are with you guys.
I also want to send prayers and condolences to the family of Brian Williams, the standout safety at Texas A&M. He unfortunately passed away this weekend due to a severe heat stroke. He was 24 years old. So I definitely want to send prayers to his family. I'm sure that's heartbreaking, especially for his teammates and everybody involved. You know what I mean? Sad to see a life lost so young, you know what I mean? And he's a very promising player. So I definitely want to send out my condolences to them as well. Kareem, what's up, brother? Besides that, do I have anything else? I would go on a rant on 2K, but I'll save it for another day. I don't want to do it.
What didn't happen, man? They didn't glitch you out?
Nah, man, it's just, bro, like this game. Look, man. Look. Number one, we need competition in NBA sports games. Like, we really do. EA need to make NBA Live something. Like, it's getting ridiculous. But in my team, bro, like this auction house has been. Like, you can't get no MT to buy these players. I think this gatekeeping of players is ridiculous. They just started season 7, and they gave us a free invincible Paul George, but they didn't give us the SIGs of the invincible, because they said people were complaining that when you buy the battle pass, the premium pass, like the SIGs were different. I'm like, yo, just. Like, give us some shit. Like, 2K's pissing me off, bro. They're really pissing me off, bro. I'm trying. I'm really trying. This is the only game I've been fucking playing. I've been trying to get in Assassin's Creed, but I always go back to 2K. And it's just like, bro, stop gatekeeping these cards, because at the end of the day, we can't take them in the next season. Allow us to get these cards. Give us the opportunity to get them, no matter how it is. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Y'all be taxing on these fucking packs that have the worst odds in fucking history. Can't get shit. Y'all, I'm really about to go to fucking MLB or NCAA 26 when that come out and play that, because it's ridiculous, man. That's my short little rant. I could go further, but I didn't want to do that to y'all ears, man. Y'all don't deserve that this late.
For sure. All right, good people. If you look at the screen, you see the link to our WWE shop. You scan the QR code, and you can get some of your favorite wrestlers merchandise, whether it be Cody Rhodes or Jacob Fatu or Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. You can get you some Jade Cargills, whatever, whoever is your flavor. OTC, Roman Reigns. Scan that QR code and go get your WWE merch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the Cris Lamont t-shirts are available on our Printify link on all our social media platforms. So click on it and go get our shirts. $25. Where you at? If you want to donate to the Cris Lamont podcast, you can donate to our Cash App, Cris Lamont podcast. Whatever you want to donate, we will greatly appreciate. Whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast, the Cris Lamont podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio. So go ahead and follow us on one of those platforms. Also, be a first-time watcher on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, and notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the lives. You can give us your opinion. We want to hear from you people. We want to get your opinion, whether you agree with us, you disagree. You might disagree. You might think RG3 is right, that he got attacked by Ryan Clark. You might disagree about our takes on the games today, or the game today and yesterday. Whatever you feel, we want to hear. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening on the playback, leave something in the comment section. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, whatever you use to listen to do your social media on, the Cris Lamont podcast is available at Cris Lamont. Go ahead and follow us. We'll follow you back. We just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. So go ahead and follow us. And if you have critiques, if you have feedback, or if you have a question or a topic that you want us to bring up on the show and we like said topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via email, DMs, or our mentions, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. All right, good people. Until Monday. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend.
You want to answer Kareem?
Okay, fellas, who's the Money in the Bank winner? I got Roxanne and Carmelo. Those are not bad picks. Not bad picks. I don't think Roxanne's going to win it. I can see Carmelo, but I don't see Roxanne. I still got to see who's going to be in it. I can see the Jade. I can see Naomi. I can see one of them. Mm-hmm. We'll see, though. But Carmelo's not a bad one.
That's this weekend? That's this week?
No, that's not until June.
No, okay.
Not until June. I could also see Karrion Kross winning the Money in the Bank, too, because he's hot like Fritz Cris right now. But all right, good people. Until Monday, I hope you guys have a good weekend, rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Memorial Day weekend. You guys don't do nothing we want to do.
Uber. Don't drink and drive.
Get you some.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Don't use baby oil.
Go to a nice barbecue. Eat some good ribs and chicken and all that good stuff. But be safe. All right.
Say no to the baby oil.
All right, good people. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Peace.